Alright, so we're going to finish up hopefully, and I'll just have two kind of 13-minute segments. So again, we have a mirror image between the cello and the guitar, but keep in mind with the cello, 7 root 2 doesn't go directly to 5. Okay, so let's look at that. 7 root 2, then we have the 3 4, but we still have the 5 6 here, you see? So we have that same relationship on where are you going with this thing. So you can play your 7 root 2 there, and then 3 4, and then you go to 5 6, and you have your 5 6 right there. So there's an interesting, they're literally upside down, right? So what you're going to do when you go between strings here is you're going to go to the opposite direction of the guitar. Okay, so you go 7 root 2 3 4. Then the next string shape on the next string is going to be what would be underneath on the guitar, which would be 5 6 7 root 2. The direction is opposite when you're concerned with going to the next string, but you have to play out the double string shape on the cello, and then you can just go up and down those. To see if I have that. Here's my little cello design there, the actual that went on the cello. We'll get into that when I work on the cello. So here we have it right here. In guitar, let's say we're going 5 6 7, and then to root 2 3. Okay. With cello, when you're on 5 6 7, the next thing you're going to do is go down to root 2 3, not up to 2 3 4. See, guitar, you're on 5 6 7, you go up to root 2 3, right? On cello, you're at 5 6 7, you go up to 2 3 4, not root 2 3. Root 2 3 is underneath it. So cello, you go 5 6 7, but then you're going to have another string shape involved with that. So you're going to take 5 6 7 6 7 root. Then you're going to go up to 2 3 4, like that. So it's backwards because, okay, with the guitar, the 5 6 7 here, 2 3 4 is underneath it. With cello, looking at the left side of the string shape pattern build, pattern stack, it's backwards. You just have to add these notes. But when you're going to the next string, you're using a guitar string shape that is a mirror image, so it's backwards. That makes it easy. That's another good point. So we should be almost done. Okay, we should be almost done now. What I'd like to say is that up here we have the short cello fiddle cages. These are the cages. If you can play a fiddle or a cello really well, which is going to take me a while because the action on my cello is really messing up the notes, so I can't even play it. I'm working on it. These are the cages. Now remember, a cello or a fiddle or something, you might be only involved in this many notes. Why do we have all this? Because you can call that first note any one of these cages and play in a different key. So if you call the bottom note of a cello a 3, C is the third of A flat, right? So you can play an A flat there. You'd use the C-A cage to do that. This is, and these cages overlap. Of course, there's 3 4 right here. Okay, so you could actually be in the 3 4 cage if you wanted to consider this note the C, D, E. E is the third of C. You'd be in the key of C right there, treating that as the C-A cage, but I rolled it out. I rolled the cages out instead of having them all, jumbled up, right? But they do overlap. You can start them anywhere. These are the short cages for cello. Okay, we have the 7 root 2 right here. All right, so we have some, some peculiarities, but these are the short cages with the short string shapes, and then we have the modal cages for the cello. So you've always got a choice. Okay, I think we went over a little bit, so we're going to have to continue on a little bit till we end this segment. You've always got a choice to play either a long or a short pattern. If you're on a scale degree such as the 5th, okay, then I would go with the long pattern. 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, root. Alright. That, you can, the long pattern is also valuable when you're up against a fret nut here, or you have a capo here. So let's look at that. Let's put Mr. Capo where somebody would put a capo maybe on the F, but really not usually on the F. So this is where your fret nut is. I put a capo there. So this is E. Okay, I had to see, instead doing the different instruments gets you kind of mixed up. So at this point we can play the long patterns. If we wanted to play a Phrygian, now Phrygian's going to be easy because the C cage is right there for it. Okay. It's great to be able to play like that, and do the little, you can do all your 1 of the 1, 4, 5, 6, 2 minor, 6 minor, 3. You can do them all in that one diatonic. Okay, it's all in that one diatonic scale. So that is where we use the long patterns. Another example of the long patterns would be, it's hard to see, so I'll have to look up here. Now these are the long patterns for the cello. Okay, when we want the long patterns for the guitar. Okay, so chart 356 here. We have, this is the long patterns. It doesn't spell caged, it's C-C-A-G-E-E-D. Okay, so if we want to start a long A pattern, want to start it on 5 here. Now these are actually long and short cages combined, and they're play away too, and they're also cutout cages. So these are big. These are big boys here, right? So we start on the 5, 6 here. So if we wanted to play the short pattern off of 5, we couldn't put a capo there. We'd have okay, right there. I just went up there. Now, if we want to play the long patterns, let's say we had a capo there, or that was just the lowest note. We wanted to start it as the 5th. So if it's cello, it would be the 5th of F. If it's guitar, your low E would be the 5th of A. You just start it at that. And in this case, it's G. So that's the 5th of C. So we'll be playing in C there. We want to play a long pattern now, because the capo is. We're going to get a little thicker here because we're not drawing cello strings anymore. The capo is right here now. So we're going to play a long pattern there. It's going to be 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we go into the short part of the long patterns. I can't see. I can't see that well with these glasses, blue. So that's about it. Hey, it's been a great lesson, you guys. Keep watching. I'll keep you posted on the cello.